find a sort of man in the street type of analogy so that people can understand. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to compare this just to streetlights, since most of us are used to streetlights. And if one is right outside your bedroom window, you come to really dislike that streetlight. When I did that, I found out that each luminaire is roughly equivalent to 9 streetlights. And you have the data in front of you, so I don't want it's too hard to go through all that right here. There's 86 luminaires on posts that are 60 or 70 feet high. That means it's equivalent to having 700 to 800 streetlights on that field. When I look at the presentation on glare, I'm really left with a confusion because I'm sure it's technically and scientifically correct. However, anybody who's ever been around a stadium has a full understanding of this huge, bright glow that fills the sky. In addition to that, I went over to Richard Montgomery High School just to see their lighted field. They have 4 poles with only 36 luminaires. So we're talking about here 86 versus 36. Now, in 2 days, when the staff report came out on Friday, clearly I don't have time to try to get all the specifics. But assuming that 1 luminaire at a field, at each of these fields, is roughly equivalent, we're talking about 2 to 2.5 times as much light at Julius West Middle School than we are at Richard Montgomery. And my last observation is I live about 1,500 to 2,000 feet from Richard Montgomery. And I'm clearly aware in the fall when football games are going on, both the sky is brightly lit and the noise from the games is very clear and very much a part of my life. Now, it only happens a handful of times in the fall, and I say, this is wonderful, the kids are having a great time, I support it. What we're talking about here is a project that conceivably has that kind of activity as many good days as there are in the year. It probably means almost every single day, spring, summer, and fall would have games and lights to very late. So I really just want to say, I think we need these studies. I think the studies need to be done in terms of not only science, but in terms of language that laymen can understand the impact. So you can really say, I understand what this light is like, not just to say it's 121,000 lumens. And with that, I would support that these studies be done, that they be done in advance of decisions. Once the project is fully underway, remedial action will become very difficult and very expensive. Thanks very much for listening.
Thank you. Sue Alterman.
My name is Sue Alterman. I live on Climbing Rose Court. I'm probably one of the few people you will hear, other than the 2 others who are from the neighborhood, that will say, I don't mind having turf. I understand the need for kids to have a place to play. However, I really don't think it's fair that I should have the traffic, the congestion, the parking issues. Yes, Julius West is a community resource. It's not just MSI who uses it. It's a lot of different groups. It's a Chinese school that meets there. It's a church that meets there. There are exercise groups that meet there. It's not just MSI soccer, which means come to my neighborhood on a Saturday morning and try and get in and out of only one road that you can get in and out of Rose Hill Falls, one way, try and get out and turn left. It's almost impossible on a Saturday morning. You're asking for me and my neighbors to live with that 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. when the lights go off. And I'm really a team player. I really try to be a community player, but I think that's pushing it a little too far. Somebody did ask about the deer, the impact of the deer. I can tell you that a herd of 15 to 20 deer landed up in my backyard during construction. So I know that there is a herd of deer back there, if that answers your question. Also, I thought I'd possibly bring out the people who are with MSI don't come into the neighborhood, perhaps. They may drop their children off, and they may not have the issue, but the people who come to see the kids play, or the families who actually come and park And contrary to Mr. Schuessler, people don't go to church in cleats and shin guards and shorts, and that's who's getting out of the cars in my neighborhood. They also, to turn around, come into the court and zip around, so it's a speeding issue as well. And these are issues that are really of concern to me. If you're concerned about the lighting, come to my backyard any night when there's an activity at the school, and you'll see what I'll be living with 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. If there's a court that's lit, 2 courts or 2 playing surfaces that are lit till 10 o'clock at night. Thank you. I'm willing to have any of you come and see what's at my house.
Thank you. Pete Karlkoff? I guess he gave up. That exhausts the list of people. Okay. Since you're wearing the Julius West shirt.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Craig Staten. I'm the principal of Julius West Middle School, and I want to thank you for having us and listening to us tonight. We're all here because we're passionate about our community. What I hear and feel in this room tonight is emotion, passion, commitment, and dedication to our community. I've been in Julius West, the Rockville community, for well over a decade. And I can tell you that this community, Rockville, is a premier community. Julius West is a premier community. Why? Why is it premier? It's because we have people like we have tonight. And I know some of the members of the Rose Hill community sitting here tonight. Some have been teachers, and I respect their opinion. But what's most important about what we do as educators is that we are investors. We invest in people. We invest in our future. We have kids that cannot pay an activity fee, who need access to activities. We have kids we're trying to keep off the street, who don't have a home to go to, who don't have a parent that's involved. This is more than just about lights. It's about kids who need adults, who need a place to go. Our after-school activities, forget about the daytime. Our after-school activities have exploded because we have committed teachers who are there after school hours wanting to provide a place. Now, with fields, we can triple that because we now don't shut down the facility. We don't send kids home because it's too wet. There's too many puddles. There's too much mud. We need kids in school, and we need a place to keep them safe. This is about our future. And I'm here. I have not wanted to leave Rockville for 15 years because this is one of the most diverse communities that I've ever been in. But I know that this is more than just about MSI. It's more than just the instructional day. There are gaps. There are gaps in our day that we need to catch kids. We need to find a place for them. And these fields actually provide that. It gives us hope. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have exhausted the list. Is there anyone out there who didn't sign up who would still like to speak? Please come up, and you have 3 minutes. Say your name. If you got your hand up, line up.
Sorry, I didn't prepare the speech, but I can't be silent. I'm the resident of this community, which is next to Julius West.
Please have your name and address.
Yes, Ekaterina Glabushka. I live on 247 Blaze Climber Way, which is the closest, one of the closest houses close to the field. I'm a parent myself, and all my kids went through MSI soccer. We love it. But I have questions about this project. I didn't hear anything about the research about the noise, the possible noise which will be caused by using those fields. We saw a lot of information about the lighting and about the glow, but nothing about noise. And my concern also from the ecological side, when the construction will be going on, I believe a lot of trees will be cut out, which prevent our community from the 270 noise. Is there any information about construction and about the trees? Will the trees be preserved or will they cut? There is this separation line from 270, the bushes and the trees. Is there any information about that?
The trees along the 270 corridor are actually in a forest conservation easement. The development of these fields will impact no trees. There will be no trees removed as a result of this.
Yeah, I think that no construction can going on when the trees are there. I don't know how they will, manage that. About the parking, you heard a lot of concerns, and this is a real concern, because even without this project, which I really love, I dearly love it, because I know what it means, but as a resident, I'm really, really concerned, because there are a lot of activities in this school, not only MSI soccer, and every time when something is going on at school, either this Chinese school, parents meeting, the streets of the neighborhood are flooded with cars, really flooded. There is no space to park. And this is a real concern. Who should we ask when, for example, the fields are built? Who should we ask if there are any, problems for residents? Who can we complain? And also, I'm concerned about the regulation about the time. I heard the time from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is it true that the activities can last or start from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.? What is the time? And where is the guarantee that there will be no renting of the field after 10 p.m.? I know that there are a lot of adult programs for soccer players, and my sons are part of those programs.
Can you finish up, please? Can you finish up, please?
Yes. Sorry. Can we have a guarantee that there will be no, playing after a certain time, or who should be responsible for that?
Thank you. Was there someone else who wished to speak?
Good evening. My name's Doug Dull. My wife and I live at 445 Winding Rose. I'm a member of the Rose Hill Falls Homeowners Association. I've worked in college athletics now for 28 years. I'm currently an associate athletic director at American University. I am absolutely, from a professional and a personal standpoint, a product of youth sports. One of the best days of my life is the day that a youth sports coach told me that I could make a career and have a wonderful life being an athletic administrator and being part of college athletics and promoting youth sports. I commend the PE staff at Julius West. I have great admiration after being in administration. I have great admiration for what MSI is doing for the youth of our community. I will tell you that based on all of